All right, here's a little help on the simple random sampling. I've gone through it and I can see where some of my directions I think have changed. They must have changed the website a little bit, so some of my directions are kind of confusing. So I'm going to try to clarify here. All right, so you go to this website and you're going to click on under sampling distribution, the sampling from a finite population. And it gives a population some data in here. We're just going to clear that. And when we come back to our sheet here, down to our data, we want to just highlight the height without, we don't want the actual title. So if we click on that first one and just highlight down to the last one, and you just do Control C to copy and a Control V to paste. You don't have to get too fancy about that piece. We're going to paste it right into there. That's all we have to do for this piece to know that you have done it correctly. Oh, sorry, with you say use data. That'll change our stuff down here. To know we've done it correctly, we should have an average of 70.727 and a standard deviation of 2.699. So that's the average and standard deviation of the whole set of data. But we're going to use this as an example of how to do smaller random sampling. So if you click on the show sampling options here, we're going to be using that. Now coming back to the sheet just to show you where we're at. Just went through all this stuff, kind of simplified it. Here's those numbers to make sure that your data is right. It rounded a little bit here, but we're kind of starting right here now. So draw a simple random sample of a size of 5. So what that means is right here, sample size of 5, that we're going to draw 5 random presidents and their height. So I'll hit draw samples, and it'll graph it for us. Now your numbers won't be the same as mine necessarily because every time I do this, it's a new random sample. So I could say draw samples again. You see 68.9 for an average for the mean. Now 71. Every time I'm drawing 5 new samples. And from that, you can kind of look at this and see how it compares to the full population. How does our random sample do? So here we have a mean of 70.727. And on this random sample, it's 68.9. And it shows it here on the graph as well. Okay. So you can go through and answer these several questions. If you want to sketch it, or you can even take a screenshot or copy and paste the graph in. That's fine for number 11. And as you go down through, you're answering those questions. We're going to say reset, and we're going to try this again. And we're going to type in 5 in the box next to the sample size, so it'll stay the same. But what's going to be different, so we'll do a sample size of 5, but we're going to do 100 samples. So we draw 5 100 different times and take the average of all of those. All right. And now you can see here's all those samples that were taken. All right. This particular sample right here is highlighted in blue here, so you see the correlation. That's the most recent. That's the 100th random drawing of 5 presidents. It's shown right there. But each little block here, if you did that, would be 1 out of the 100 samples drawn. And average 70.732. Look how close random sampling comes to the real data. Right. From there's some more questions that you can answer from that. And then the last piece, it says to change the sample size from 5 to 20. And I think somewhere in the 2 it says towards the bottom there's a red arrow showing where the average is. That's something the website changed for whatever reason. It's a blue arrow now. But so now we'll say, okay, we're going to draw a sample size of 20 presidents out of the 44 listed. And we're going to do that 100 times. Right? And we can do this several times. So look at how close we are on this one. 70.727 is the actual population mean. but our random sample, our statistic, is 70.702, right? So we get remarkably close the more we increase the size of a random sample. And you can, watch, I'll hit this a few times. You could do this over and over. It'll create slightly different means. We're just really going to focus on that mean too. Oh, sorry about that. So hopefully this has helped. And if not, go ahead and shoot me an email, and I'll try to put something more together to help you out. Take care.